Hey guys, my name's Chime and welcome to my first ever video log. I'm doing this just because I've been told to, and on the second note, that's just in case one day I can look back on my past myself. Anyway, my past. This video contains how I tackled with depression, how I tackled with bullies, how I grew up, where I grew up, and a little bit of my past really, and what's brought me here today. First of all, I'll start at the beginning. This is when I was in school, and as far back as I can remember. First of all the time when I was brought up in Ebbw Vale. This town called Ebbw Vale is quite a large town, but a lot of people know everybody, if that makes sense. Like, you know, you'll always be connected even if you don't want to be connected. Anyway, I was always the target of bullying. Nobody liked me in school. I had friends, but I think even they didn't really like me. I know I was a bit weird, and what was worse, I started suffering from dyslexia. When the more I was bullied, there was a mental age gap. Here's everybody in school who were all like, oh, sex, cars, we're it. And then these people were bigger than me, and they used to bully me because I was different. And the more they bullied me, the more I came down and down and down and down and down. My mental age was about 10 all the way through school, and these people just push down on top, if that makes sense. This is what I see in my mind anyway. And I was just bullied, called names, I was spat on, piss bombed, beat up. Well, not physically, well, almost, you know, but that's life. I think it's normal to be bullied, and people think, oh, anti-bullying. I was bullied. I know a lot of people really suffer, and people do kill themselves. You've always got to remember there's a light at the end of the tunnel. This is what my story is. I have a light at the end of my story. Anyway, our family moved to Pembrokeshire, and this was a whole new start for me. And I didn't have any friends, I was all alone, I was a loner. But I was no longer bullied. Just because I was a loner, I didn't have anybody up here pushing me down. So my mental age gap went boop, straight up. And my mental age gap, because I was now about 16 years of age, my mental age went from 10 to 18 all of a sudden. And I was already suffering from depression, about my, you know, not liking myself. I hated myself. I even think I look ugly now, and I'm always looking at the mirror thinking, oh, you know. But I just, you know, I always thought to myself, I am not the worst person. There's always someone worse than me, and I like who I am as a person now anyway, more than I used to. I hated it so much. I thought, well, everybody's bullied me, I can't get any friends at this point. And my mental age now about 18, I wanted a girl, and I really fancied this one girl. Well, I fell in love with this one girl, let's say, and obviously she didn't like me, and I got even more depressed. I started cutting myself, I tried to jump off a bridge, I taught myself, I've done everything, right? But I'm still here today. Something stopped me, and I'm actually glad of it. I'm really glad of it. I got through depression. And I don't know about any drugs, any, you know, antidepressants, none of that. And eventually I turned depression into anxiety. I know anxiety is still quite a harsh thing, but I only suffer now with like nervousness, and when I'm in crowds or meeting new people I just get anxious, but it's part of it, isn't it? You know? I'm just glad I tackled it my own way instead of taking drugs, because they have nasty side effects and people can really suffer from with bad withdrawal symptoms, and I missed it all. Missed all of it. So, I'm now in Pembrokeshire, the age of 16, and, well, mental age of 18, and I went to college. Now, I'm still suffering from this bad depression at this point and all that, but I met friends, and these were the most amazing days of my life. These friends are absolutely fantastic. None of them judged me. I felt like all these bullies now were all in my past. I could start a new life, and this new life was going to be fantastic, and it was. I started chasing my dreams. I went for animal care, that I've always felt passionate for. I done all these courses. I've got a few qualifications behind me now. I know there's no jobs out there and I'm suffering from that, but what can you do? One way I managed to tackle my depression was through music. People think, oh, how'd you do that? Well, I started singing, and I used to enjoy just singing. I knew I'm not very good, but it made me happy. I used to enjoy listening to my favourite tunes, but I got, you know, it was my way of tackling it and my way of coping, and that's kind of why I do it today, really. But it's mainly for raise money for charity, because every view I get on these videos, see these adverts at the bottom and all that, and all those overlays where you have to skip ad, and all that shit, like, you know. It's to raise money, because I get money from it, but not a lot, only like a small percentage, and that money I then donate to charity through my PayPal, so all's good. And if I ever get anywhere with my music, here's a solemn promise right here, right now, that I will do as much as I can to keep raising money for charity, because it makes a difference. It really does. Thank you for watching this as well, because you are helping me raise money for good causes. So, good on ya. Anyway, college. It went quite well. I finally got a job at the end of it in working with animals as well, but I was made redundant and I kind of went through a loop of like I couldn't cope anymore. I was in a really tough relationship with someone who was, you know, beating me. You know, she actually put me in hospital a few times. She threw knives at me, you know, but I got out of a relationship. I found a really nice girl who lived in the Rhondda Valleys, so I am off back to the valleys at this point at the age of 21, and I found this amazing girl and we hit it off straight away, and I'm still with her now and married, and we have a son too. He's almost a year old now. In September he'll be a year old, so it's absolutely fantastic. My life is going so well. So here's a quick flick back to the beginning when I was saying about depression. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. You can end up like me, you know. I know I have no job, I have nothing to show for it, I have no money, I'm not a very good singer, I'm trying my best, but it's just a passion. This is mainly what all my videos are about. It's not all going to be singing, mind, it's just random stuff, so enjoy. But there's always a light, because I found a girl, we married, and I have a family, and there's no other feeling better than having your own son being born out of, oh my goodness me, my partner had a cesarean section, right, she was cut open, there was blood and guts everywhere, but then they raised the baby out, so wet, and there is no other feeling in the world that can describe that. So on that little bombshell, we could say, thank you for watching my first video log. This is mainly for me to look back on in a few years time about how my life is now, how my life was in the past, and stay tuned, guys. I hope you like my videos. If you don't, thanks for watching anyway, because every little helps, I suppose. And see you soon. Peace out.